opening statement.
Sure. Well, I thought our players competed. It was great to see. I thought we played winning football for about 3.5 quarters. We went through a span towards the tail end of the third quarter and early in the fourth where we didn't. I thought when we were able to play winning football, we played complementary football. I thought all three phases kind of fed off of each other. And, when you look at winning football, what does it look like? Well, we won the turnover battle. Did not win the explosive play battle. However, we were able to generate 2 plays of 60 yards or more. So I think that helps. And then I thought special teams helped us win the football game. And I think when you're able to do that on special teams, you're always able to maintain the flow of the game. You're always able to maintain the momentum of the game. I thought we were able to do that. So I thought special teams played a major role in the outcome. I think the big thing too is we didn't have very many penalties, so we didn't really have any self-inflicted wounds that way. We only had 3 penalties, but at the end of the day, I thought our players competed. Hats off to Southern Miss. I thought they competed just like we did. We were up 34-17. We couldn't close the game out, and the game became 34-34. But I thought for our football team, we needed to win a game like this. We needed to overcome some adversity and moving forward. So it was great to see. But as we all know, we live in a week-to-week season. And now it's, all our focus turns to going on the road and playing a really talented UMass football team. Their record doesn't indicate how talented and how good they are.
Thank you, Coach. We'll start off with Luke Matheson. Luke?
Hey, Butch. So 2 questions for you. One, obviously, Jalen received some recognition today. Just your thought on that, but also in a passing conversation Saturday night, you and I spoke about Saturday against UMass. You said, listen, we learned how to win the fourth quarter, win at home. Now we got to learn how to win on the road. What's UMass going to present, and what's your message to your team this week in that regard?
Well, I think, when you look at our roster, we played 78 players this year, and now we're up to 52 are in their first or second years in our program. So when we talk about learning how to win, we're starting to learn how to win, but now it's taken the next step. Now it's not only now learning how to win, it's learning how to handle winning. And I think that's a big evolution, and you have to go on the road and, play in a different environment that your players aren't accustomed to. Nobody's ever been there before. And when you watch the video, you see an extremely explosive football team that are going to challenge us in all 3 phases. So I think that's the next phase. And as we all know, there comes a maturity in winning and how you prepare for your opponent, how you move forward. In terms of Jalen and some of the accolades he received, very deserving. But as we all know, you have to recreate yourself. You have to reinvent yourself each and every week. So that's going to be big for him and moving forward as well. And, it's not only, the quarterback, they always get the attention whether you win or lose, but it's all the 10 players around him. And I thought we had some other individuals really step up and have some key performances. But there's a lot of things that, Jalen be first to tell you that we need to do much better. We did not do a particularly good job of managing the end of the first half. We threw an interception that end that half where you got to come away with points. You have 3 points in your back pocket, and we're trying to get 7, and you got to learn how to throw the football away if it's not there. So a lot of learning opportunities and moving forward.
We'll go over to Logan. Logan?
Hey, Coach. Well, you mentioned the end of that first half. Just how did the team turn things around, especially that opening drive there in the third quarter? What was the message in the locker room? And then, 2, just seeing a true freshman like Jalen handle adversity the way that he did, what does that say about him just moving forward?
Well, first of all, Jalen has great competitive character. He has great humility. He's very humble. And so, the way he's handled that has not surprised me. But again, it's now – moving forward, you have to forget, you have to move on, you have to be better for your experiences, good, bad, and indifferent. And how can you apply it to the game this week? And again, you have to go out and you have to prove yourself week in and week out. There's a thing that we talk about in our program called consistency of performance. And you have to have that consistency in performance. every time you step on the football field. That's why practice is big. That's why creating game-like situations in practice is big as well. So that in terms of our demeanor at halftime, again, I liked our approach all week long. I liked our preparation. Again, you come into halftime and there's a maturity part of that too, where you get together, you make your corrections, you make your improvements, you make your adjustments, and you have to kind of recalibrate your brain and your mind and go out there and it's 0-0. And I thought our players were able to do that. And if you really look at it, we started the games fast, scoring on our first 3 possessions. And then we scored on the first play of the second half as well. So again, we started fast. Now it's being able to finish and moving forward.
We'll go over to Jeremy.
Hey, Coach, great win on Saturday. Really fun to watch. So Jalen Raynor played outstanding, one of the better performances in all of college football. What prevented you from starting Jalen earlier?
Well, I think it's a progression. And, I talked about it when training camp started, and I talked about it going in the first game of the year. Is there may be some young players in our program that may not be ready at this stage of the game or at this point in time, but they may be ready by game 3, game 4, game 5. And you'll continue to see more true freshmen continue to get more playing time as the season progresses. But I think a lot of it is banked reps. There's a lot that comes with those repetitions. And again, this young man is a true freshman. He's still going through, the growing pains. He's 17 years old. And so, again, there comes a maturity, which he has, but he's still a young player. But I think a lot of times players grow and develop at certain stages. And for Jalen, and to his credit, I think the entire quarterback room, is they continue to get better. And I was proud of Jackson. I was proud of JT because they also coached him during the game. All 3 of those individuals are extremely unselfish, and that's been great to see.
All right, time for one more with Sean. Sean?
Coach, sometimes when teams have a tough start to the season, keeping guys bought in and staying the course may be tough. Seems like your team's done a great job with that. Wondered if you could speak to that.
Yeah, we have great character now in our program, and our players are extremely competitive, and we have a lot of youth. We only have 11 seniors on our football program. I just spoke about, the volume of players that are in their first and second years in the program. And, to their credit, they've hung on every word that we've said. They're very eager. And then our older players, the ones that we have, I think have done a good job of kind of leading the way and kind of setting the example. And we always talk about, as an older player, are you somebody that the younger players want to emulate every single day? And I think they've done a good job with that. As we all know, the football season brings about natural adversities. And, it's the teams that can handle the natural adversities of a long season. Ours just started to happen early on in the season. And I knew that there would be a progression with this football team being as young as we are, that we just needed to keep work and keep believing it, not let outside distractions and noises creep in. And I think that's the whole key in college football. It's focusing in on the moment. It's focusing on the task at hand. I think it's living hour by hour with all the demands that these individuals now have. And our players have done a good job to date. But, again, it's one game. Now, what are you going to do with it and moving forward? And again, so how can we grow and be better for these experiences, good, bad, and indifferent? And I thought the first 2 weeks challenged us, but we also learned a lot moving forward. And we probably wouldn't be where we're at right now if we didn't have those experiences of the first 2 weeks.
Thank you. And thank you, Coach. Appreciate your time.
Have a great day.
You as well.